Well, I guess really there wasn't a typical normal day. We always had anticipations of what to expect, but whenever when she was admitted, there were 2 rounds of treatment. There was a 3-day treatment, and then there was a 5-day treatment. So based upon the treatment that she was supposed to get was really how our days started. But typically we would come in and do labs, and then based on the results of those labs, it was time for her to start her chemo treatment. And it was an IV, which she had a Broviac line in her chest, and she kept that through the entire time. But her treatment was run through the Broviac line, so she didn't have to be stuck and restuck every time she needed something. Typically, the things that the doctors would look for are fevers. Those would be indications of an infection, and of course, an infection with someone who is immunosuppressed can be challenging and scary to say the least. But we were admitted for 3 days or 5 days, and we would normally farm Logan out, and he would, of course, have to stay with friends or family while we were there so he could try to maintain somewhat of a normal life.
When I was 5, I was diagnosed with a rare form of Ewing sarcoma. I went through 3 surgeries, 14 chemotherapy treatments, and 25 radiation treatments. This affected my life in many ways. I recently had a hip injury due to radiation on my right hip. It has also hindered my growth, and it has strengthened me and my family's spiritual life. I wanted to create the Laurel Foundation because I wanted to help those who are going through what I went through, and I wanted to raise money for pediatric cancer research. And hopefully that will lead to kids not going through what I went through ever again.
The mission of the Laurel Foundation is to raise awareness to pediatric cancer, so it's a lot easier to raise money and to fund the things that are most important, which is pediatric cancer research and the facilitation of treatments through the hospitals. There's 3 main beneficiaries to the Laurel Foundation. The first one is CureSearch, which they fund research and create the protocol treatments and find the best ways to treat and cure cancer with kids. Coast Children's Hospital is the other main benefactor, and they basically facilitate the treatments here in Louisville, Kentucky, in this region, and by donating them money, they raise the level of how they administer the treatments. And then lastly, the last benefactor is Camp Quality. And Camp Quality is a camp that happens 1 week out of the year, and for that 1 week, they have a bunch of volunteers that come in and allow the kids that are going through cancer or have been through cancer, just allow them to be a normal kid throughout just 1 week.